Yeah, let's talk about that. Singing Americans. Let's start right there. Great starting point for this interview, Michael English.
Okay.
Yeah, let's talk about Singing Americans and how one of your buddies went to Memphis State. Is that right?
Yeah, Martin Grisco. He played the piano with the Singing Americans when I joined them for the second time. And he was a character.
You all are characters, Michael. I mean, every one of you guys are characters.
We were just talking about that. There's a lot of characters out here in this world, but Martin was a classic, and he loved Memphis State. I think he's still out there doing things, but I haven't seen him in years.
When's the last time you were in Memphis? Have you ever done Graceland? Because we're in an Elvis Presley room, if you haven't noticed. So somebody around here likes Elvis Presley.
I was just in Memphis, and I probably shouldn't say this. But there was, I just won't say the name of it. Okay. Memphis is known for barbecue. Yeah. And there was this famous barbecue place there. We were coming home from Oklahoma. And Kevin, my manager, and I, he travels with me. And we're constantly looking for places to eat that's been on, like, Food Network, you know. And so we picked out this one. They had beef ribs. And I was like, no one makes beef ribs in restaurants. So we picked it out. It's famous. We went there. The worst barbecue I've ever had in my life. It was like they had been cooked for 10 weeks and been warmed up every day since then. But I won't say the name.
No.
But I love Memphis, and I love barbecue.
Yeah, my favorite barbecue place in Memphis is Rendezvous. I'm sure you're not talking about Rendezvous.
No.
Okay, no.
It wasn't open.
That's right. It's the greatest.
It was Monday, I think it was. And I've been there 2 times. That is an amazing. I'm going to get back there one day, but it wasn't open, but we're going to go there.
You owe us a rack of ribs, Rendezvous. We just gave you a free plug.
And they got great barbecue sauce. They sell them in Kroger and all kinds of places.
Well, it's good to see you back here in Knoxville. Let's talk about another part of Tennessee you haven't been around in some time, and that's right here in our area. So welcome back. You going to hang out for a little while, or you doing a show and you got to go?
Well, it's Tuesday, so
ain't much happening around here on Tuesday night. Is
it? A weird time. I don't remember the last time I've done a concert on a Tuesday, but we have to get back. We're leaving tonight after the concert because I got to be in Denver this weekend. And it's a concert. Last year we were supposed to do a Christmas thing, and flights canceled, all kinds of stuff. Weather was going on, and we couldn't get there, so they rebooked it. Okay. And so this time around, they said, we're bringing you in 2 days beforehand, just to make sure, right? Yeah. So we got to get back, have a day off, and head to Denver. Then I'm done for Christmas.
Yeah, and then you got the cruise. Is that what you're about to say? No, there's something before the cruise.
That's good stuff too. Okay. I'm going to be with Russ Taff for New Year's in the Cayman Islands.
Nice.
That's going to be fun. and the promoter was so great. He because you don't want to go to Cayman Islands and just do a concert and leave. Kind of like here. Yeah. And so we're going to stay 3 extra days. Nice. Soak it up. And then the cruise.
Yeah. You got to love being an artist. Be able to go down there, do a show, and then you hang out for 3 extra days at the Cayman Islands. Isn't that a beautiful industry?
Yeah. The hardest part for me was, do I want to hang out 3 days before or 3 days after?
Tough decision.
I just want to get the concert done and then hang out, and not worry about it. But it worked. It had to do that. Well, I had to do that because it was before Christmas, so it's a New Year's thing.
I'm sure you're pumped up about the cruise, too. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at the lineup. What a blast that's going to be.
Yeah. I got a love-hate relationship with cruises. And I'm not with the Gaithers anymore, so I can say this. But a Gaither cruise is brutal. And I didn't even have the worst of it. The other artists that are on there have to do mornings and night and mornings and night and afternoons and blah, blah, blah. Bill thinks you have to be on the stage almost 24 hours a day. So it's every night singing and 2 concerts a night. You got 30, 45 minutes to eat and you love to eat on cruises. but you have 45 minutes to eat and then go back and sing. And so, but when I do cruises by myself, it's wonderful. Not by myself, with other groups, me as a soloist. And so it's been, it's going to be great, because I love doing the cruises because I don't have to work that much. And, I had this saying for years, I've been everywhere and seen nothing, right? And when I joined the Gaithers again years ago, 8 years ago, I had never been overseas, but they had been there many times. So it was just like, go do concerts and go home. And I wanted to see things. But, I understand. You can't stay that long. But they had already done going to all these places in Ireland and London. And then so I'm just, at this time in my life, if I get a chance to go somewhere, I want to stick around for a little bit and see some things.
Tickets still available for the cruise. I'm not going to sit here and mention it right now, but if you want to, go ahead.
No, it's
'cause I don't know much about it. I just saw a flyer, and I'm thinking, man, that would be nice to be on that cruise ship with Michael English and the Easters and Nealons. Karen Peck's going to be on there.
Yeah, man. Joseph Haberdank and Tribute, the Irwins, Tim Lovelace, and the list goes on. Jeff Stipes. Misty Freeman. But anyway,
what a blast.
It's going to be a fun time, and I'm looking forward to it. When is it? March? Mm-hmm. It's not far away. No, it's not. Good. I gotta go to the tanning bed. You don't want to walk on a cruise looking this pale.
2 quick questions. Let's talk about the industry, where it's been, where it's going, and if you're a youngster, you're trying to break in to Southern Gospel contemporary Christian music in this day and age. How would you do it if you were about to break in? You're 18, 19 years old, right? You're trying to break into the industry today versus back in the day. It's a totally different world that we live in. What would you do, and what would you advise those young kids that are trying to break into this now?
Back to the day that, people ask, I get that question all the time. How can I do this, do that? I used to say, just sing in church, and, so hopefully somebody will hear you. But this day and time, it's different because you got YouTube. And and so it's a little easier. So, if you want to be noticed, didn't Justin Bieber I thought he was found out by YouTube. So do some good music on YouTube and send it out. And if it's good.
Would you say it's a lot easier to get noticed nowadays, or a lot harder?
I think it's easy.
Because there's so many more people out there.
There's so many more avenues to go through. Back in those days, you had to send a tape and pray that it get there. How I got where I am started with, my dad's group, my brother's group, and we hired a piano player that was really good. And he got the job with Singing Americans. And then when they needed a singer, he mentioned me. I went and tried out, got the job. So it was just, word of mouth, knowing certain people. This day and time, if you've got the talent, we've seen it on, what is it, that show, American Idol. I don't really know how much truth it is in some of those people who get up there and sing, and they're really bad. But their mothers say that they're the best. So they get told they're amazing when they really can't even carry a tune. So I feel bad for people like that who have false hope. But, hopefully people will realize they need a little bit more advice than from their mothers, because they're going to always love them and think they're the best, So, yeah, it's a lot easier these days with the internet and all that stuff.
Can't wait for Cry Holy tonight, one of my all-time favorites. You're doing some Christmas stuff from 2003, one of the biggest Christmas music albums even to this day in contemporary and Southern gospel music. And those songs are still being played to this day and probably will for the rest of my lifetime, so thank you for those.
Yeah, and, one of my biggest songs ever is really a Christmas song, which is Mary Did You Know? But it's one of those Christmas songs. I wouldn't even call it a Christmas song, but it's just one of those songs that, you know, it's going to be around for a long, long, long time. And written by Mark Lowry and Buddy Green, so yeah, it's kind of a Christmas song, and I put it on my Christmas record. But it was on my first solo CD that was produced by Brown Bannister, and it was one of my biggest songs ever. And my only claim to fame, I guess, with that song is that I recorded it first, and then it's been recorded now by CeeLo and B-Lo and Philo and all the rest.
Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, Kenny Rogers. Winona. And then opera singers and Rascal Flatts, and the list goes on. I mean, it's going to be a classic.
It already is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Mark Lowry's laughing all the way to the bank.
You got that right. Michael English before his show backstage. We're hanging out in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Thanks for chatting with us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.